Okay, so we're here at Thorndon Park Golf Club with Tony Jacklin CBE. He's just given us a bit of a masterclass on the course. Can you tell us a bit about why you're here today?
Well, there's online companies redone their website and relaunched their website, and you can buy any golf product out there on the website. So it's a sort of celebration of that, being able to buy product online through online golf, and it's their day promoting what they do, and I think it's a great thing. I'm just learning about the internet really, but we certainly, I know my wife uses the internet for convenience, for buying product all the time now, and it's the way the world's moving, and we're here to support that.
Well, we've all been trying out some of the latest gear. Equipment's developed quite a lot since your early days. Do you think sometimes that technology may have gone a bit too far in golf?
That's a good question. I think I do believe manufacturers and marketing and advertising actually run golf today. We've got two bodies, the USGA and the R&A. The R&A this side of the Atlantic and the USGA that side. But I do believe the people that make the golf ball, especially the golf ball, really rule golf, because the golf ball, people of my vintage, my contemporaries have all been shouting for many years now that we believe the golf ball goes too far. And the pros are the only ones that really compress it and hit it in the backside every time. Amateurs just hit the ball further into trouble, and we have to make longer golf courses to accommodate the ball. It takes longer to play because we're looking for balls all the time. It's more costly because we've got more grass to cut. And we happen to be here today at Thorndon Park Golf Club, which I played the PGA Championship in 1967, and it's a delightful little course. A great member club, but it's one of the courses that's almost extinct as far as golf tournaments go, for professionals anyway, because the golf ball and modern equipment has put pay to it. It's not a test for the top players. So I just wish the powers that be would address this issue. I think it's fine and dandy that we're playing with 460cc heads on drivers, and there's more forgiveness, and there's bigger heads, and there's cavity backs on irons. That is good for the game. I think that's all fine and dandy. They would have you believe that is the technology that's changed the game. The golf ball goes 50 yards further now than it used to when I was in my pomp and Jack Nicklaus was in his pomp, and that's the big key difference.
Sure. Now it's another Ryder Cup this year. I'm sure you're looking forward to it as much as the rest of us. At Glen Eagles, has it got any chance of topping the scenes we saw 2 years ago in Medina?
Well, you couldn't have written the script for what happened in Chicago 2 years ago. I can tell you that. I was there, and it was just extraordinary. And we've seen a few close finishes like that have been extraordinary. And who knows what's going to happen at Glen Eagles. I think we're underestimating what might happen with the weather at Glen Eagles. I can't imagine us getting 3 perfect days there. But we all look forward to it. Right now, the American Tom Watson has every right to be feeling pretty good, I think, about what's happening, because we've seen a lot of good play from our American cousins this past year or so. Bubba Watson, of course, and the likes of Jordan Spieth coming on to the 20-year-old with enormous talent. So, and our end of it, the Europeans, it's not clear yet who's going to be in the team. Until we get after the Open Championship, it won't be clear. But I think the Americans right now are pretty confident, but there's a ways to go yet, and there'll be great team unity in the European team. I can tell you that. We've always been very good, and McGinley will do, I think, a great job as captain in sort of corralling everybody. And I was with him a couple of months ago, and he's very much a hands-on sort of a guy with a lot of experience now, and he's passionate about Ryder Cup. I think it's going to be great.
Well, you're the most successful Ryder Cup captain we've had for Europe. So you mentioned Paul McGinley. What advice would you give him at the moment?
Well, we did some television together a few weeks ago, and I said, not up to me really to give him advice. It's just common sense. I mean, if you're in the position of, as he is, of looking and listening, and you're looking at your players for weakness, you're looking at the body language, you're looking at guys that can give other guys confidence. You're already, I'm sure he's already thinking about prospective pairings and that sort of thing. But until that week starts, you're just using all your nous and everything that God gave you to try and get the best out of everybody. You're massaging egos all that week. You're leaning on your great players, if your major winners, and you're just trying to keep everybody sweet. And there's nothing wrong with that. And at the end of the day, you cross your fingers and you pray a lot.
And as far as English golf goes at the moment, Justin Rose broke that major duck last year. US Open coming up again. Do you feel like some more English players should be winning majors at the moment?
Well, I would like to see it, but whether there's enormous competition. I mean, I do believe that we've got a better chance now than we certainly had in my day. I mean, back in 1970, 69, when I won my British and US Opens, I was the only British player playing on the American tour. So now at least we've got a handful or more that have moved over there, living over there, not necessarily English, but British. And that gives them a much better opportunity chance. They're playing amongst the creme de la creme of world golf every week, and that's where you've got to be. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Justin defend even, but there's pressure there, and there's a lot of pressure for everybody. It'd be great to see somebody else break through and get it done from Europe. Certainly, I look forward to the majors as I do Ryder Cups every year. I always love to see the reaction of a guy winning a major for the first time. I think it gives me a real kick.